This time of the year just begs for something warm and sweet. So come along while I spend a morning in the kitchen making an apple cinnamon sourdough wreath. It's soft and gooey and perfect for cozy mornings at home. We just had our first frost here in the Midwest last night, and I woke up really inspired to make something cozy and comforting for my family for breakfast. Today I'm making my apple cinnamon sourdough wreath. Now this recipe is my go-to recipe to bring for every holiday, family gathering, meal train gift, you name it. It is that good. If you watched my fall breakfast menu video from a few weeks ago, the dough base for this recipe is the exact same one that I use for my regular cinnamon rolls. The only difference is this one has a few seasonal tweaks, and there's a little bit more effort that goes into the shaping process to make it something special. I'll post the recipe that I use for the sourdough version of this in the description box below, but if sourdough isn't your thing, you can easily swap this for one of your favorite instant yeast dough recipes. For my version, I mixed together 2.5 cups of bread flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of whole milk, half a cup of sourdough discard, and 1 stick of melted butter. I let that get all worked together in my stand mixer until it forms a smooth elastic ball and there is no remaining dough on the side of the bowl. A good way to double check if it's ready is by checking to see if your dough passes the window pane test, which this one does. While this rises on the counter, I am going to take advantage of some spare time and make myself a latte. As you can see, this dough is ready to go. It is fluffy and puffy and doubled in size. Now shaping this wreath is when the magic happens. So I'm going to dump out my dough onto a floured surface and divide it the best that I can into 3 equal parts. While this dough gets a chance to relax, I'm going to go ahead and get the filling started. To give this recipe that classic, warm, spiced apple filling, you mix together 1 stick of melted butter, a half a cup of sugar, a half a cup of brown sugar, 2 heaping tablespoons of cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of both nutmeg and allspice. And obviously this recipe needs some fresh apples, so I am just going to peel and finely chop up 1 Granny Smith apple. Back to the dough, I'm going to roll out each one of these balls of dough into roughly an 8-inch circle. Now I know looking at the finished product, you probably think that shaping this is really complex, but I promise you it is not that hard. Basically, you want to think about constructing this as kind of a 3-layer sandwich. You start off by placing your first disc of dough on a sheet of parchment paper, and then taking half of your cinnamon sugar filling and spreading it evenly over the dough. And then you want to sprinkle half of your apples evenly over the filling. And then you just repeat the process a second time. So you put down your second disc of dough, spread the remainder of your filling, and sprinkle the rest of your apples over the top. And then to top it all off, you just roll out your last disc of dough and place that evenly over the top of everything. And now is the fun part where you get to shape everything. I like to place a biscuit cutter in the center to use as a guide while I work my way around the outside, dividing it into about 16 equal pieces. And once you have your cuts made, you want to pick up 2 pieces and twist them away from each other 1 full turn and pinch the edges shut. Repeat the exact same process as you work your way around the entire wreath. I have these little gift boxes that I love to use to proof them in, so I'm going to set it in here until it doubles in size. And about an hour later, look how beautiful this is. If you have a large cast iron skillet, that's what I prefer to bake these in, but you could easily put this on a cookie sheet too. But all you have to do is bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. When it comes out of the oven, it is golden and bubbling and the kitchen smells amazing. You could totally serve this as is, but I like to make it a little extra special by making a salted caramel sauce to put over the top. To me, this feels like an heirloom recipe, something that is recognizable and comforting and special, something that you can bring out year after year without needing to look at a recipe anymore. The kind of food, that fills your home with more than just a smell. It fills it with a memory, something that you can taste many years from now and it'll still bring you back to this moment in time with you and your family. Thank you so much for spending this cozy morning in the kitchen with me. If you love baking, homemaking, and the slow days at home, I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss what's next. There is so much more to come as we move into the holidays.